in the world did I end up with 12 cars and the questionable decision making that got me to this point? And I realized all this recently when I caught myself squirreling cars away in different locations so my wife wouldn't understand or remember what I have and don't have. Now, I knew an intervention was going to be on the horizon for this addiction that I've got, and that's why I'm asking for your help. I'm reaching out for help. Please unload these cars for me. Somebody buy these things and save my life, save my marriage, save my relationship with the neighbors. And the first step in my car addiction recovery is recognizing the problem and then shedding the demons that are holding me back. And the very first vice of mine that needs to go, the 1995 Lincoln Town Car. Since patching the radiator, fixing the overheating problem, getting the AC and the turn signals working, putting on new tires, this thing has delivered 7,000 miles of carefree driving. Now, it does exactly as intended. It eats up those highway miles like nothing I've ever seen or had before. This thing has taken me on multiple long distance drives to Washington, D.C., to the Delaware beaches, to Pocono Mountains, and more. Daily driver service has been absolutely a delight. I've been moisturizing and conditioning the leather month after month, and you can see how soft and supple it is. The front is just as nice. The biggest problem with this car on the interior is probably the airbag. And look, my time with this car hasn't been trouble-free. It needed a pitman arm, the sway bar end links were smashed, needed front brake rotors and pads, and a window regulator. And now another window regulator just went bad. And on the exterior, you can see there's some scrapes here on the front bumper, and again on this side as well, down here. And looks like the valance is smashed in a little bit. And if you take a walk down the side, you can see right here, there's some past body work that's been performed. It's straight and smooth, although there's a little bit of texture underneath the clear. Otherwise, I adore this car, and it's been a trusty Panther for me the entire time I've had it. And with my recovery program, this is going to be the first one to go, 81,000 miles. I'm hoping $6,000 is the right price for this. Let me know if it's too high. If you're interested, send me an email at eccvideo@yahoo.com. We'll get in touch and we'll talk more. And maybe you can be the next one to continue the story of this beautiful town car. But look, the real fire sale here of cars is over at the shop. Now this is where I hide my problem. Let me get the doors open, get the van out, and I'll show you what I got to do here. This 1988 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, but not just any Supreme. This one has the international interior with the bucket seats up front, the bucket seats in the rear, and the center console, wall-to-wall carpeting. This thing is a joy to drive. Bucket list car for me, a car I fell in love with back in high school, and I had to have. This one is super low miles, 44,000. 2 years that I've had it, I put 866 miles on it, put a replacement engine in it. Like, this thing sits for months at a time. It needs to go to somebody else that's going to drive it and enjoy it more than what I have done. If you're interested, I don't know, $5,500, is that the right price? These things are so hard to judge. There's so few out there, especially in nice condition with this miles. If it's too high, let me know. If you're interested in $5,500, hit me up with an email at eccvideo@yahoo.com. Let's make a deal and let's get this thing in your hands and driving again on the road. And over here, tucked in the side of the garage here, I've got a 2000-ish Kawasaki Ninja. It's a 250R. I got this, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. And in the time that I've had it, I put a total of 46 miles on it. 46, that's it. And honestly, the very first thing I did when I got it, I sent it right to the motorcycle shop, and they went through every inch of this thing, wrote up an entire inventory of things they liked about it, things they didn't like about it, things they fixed, from rebuilding the carbs to the chain to new tires and tubes. There's also some fairing issues right here. Someone laid it down at one point. This is a very nice, very smooth riding bike, and I haven't done a single thing with it. And honestly, the worst thing you can do with a motorcycle is let it sit. This one needs to go. These aren't worth a lot. These are more like sport track bikes. They don't go real fast, like top speeds like 80-ish or so. These are very smooth, very refined. They're liquid cooled, 2 cylinders, and it is just a really sharp handling, fun bike to ride for somebody else. I'm hoping what, $1,000? Would somebody buy this for $1,000? I need it out of here. I want it back on the road. This is not helping it at all, and hopefully one of you guys are interested in like a little sports bike for not a lot of money, and maybe this is a great way to get into the hobby too. And here's a decision that I don't necessarily regret, but it wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it would be. 1996 Chevy Caprice Classic. This came from the charity auction, and it's in beautiful condition, it really is. There's a little bit of body damage over here in the right corner. It's a little indentation right there. It's maybe 18 inches, maybe 2 feet long. It's in very nice condition. Miles is something like 85,000 miles. I put maybe 1,000 on it in, I don't know, in the 9 months that I've had it. It sits here for months at a time. The interior is clean, it drives wonderfully, the air conditioning is cold. And look, figuring out the right price on this one isn't so easy. It's got the smaller V8. It's not as a valuable car as the LT1 cars. But I'm figuring, would 6 grand buy this? If so, let me know. Let's get this thing out of the garage and back on the road again too. In the corner of the garage is a 2005, the final year Pontiac Sunfire. I bought this from CarMax, from their wholesale car lot. They were selling to dealers only. This car has 2 different storylines rolling with it. I bought it from CarMax, drove it right here, parked it right in the corner. It was a 45-minute drive, all the time I spent with this, and I haven't done a single thing with it since. 2 different issues. First is the title, and I'm struggling with the DMV on getting a title for this car. There's nothing wrong with the car, it's simply a dealer issue. And look, there's some people that you meet in life are simply heroes, even though they don't wear capes. For me, it's Anthony over at Specialty Motor Cars. He is helping me and teaching me and guiding me through the DMV process, through the dealership process on getting a replacement title on this car. He is heaven sent, and he's nothing but genuine and courteous and helpful. And I'm forever grateful to his assistance in getting this thing done. Now, once I get the title, I can drive it. I can put a license plate on it, and I can sell it. $2,500, I hope, is something interesting to somebody. And there you go. That's my confession, my testimony. I stood up and bared my soul to you on my problems. And in a way, it's almost like a weight's being lifted off me. But I know the real cure, the cure to all this is in your hands in helping me unload some of these things. Now, if you have any interest in the Oldsmobile Cutlass, the Caprice Classic, the Lincoln Town Car, I'm going to put links in the description to prior videos that I made on those cars. That's going to give you way more information, way more facts, way more details than anything I was able to share here. And look, I'm not making fun of addictions, but it was a fun tie-in and connection, and I hope you saw through that too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had fun. I had a little bit of fun making it. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.